What's up, you guys? This is our Reiki Restorative class for the week. And today I kind of wanted to talk to us about the safe space within our own being, the safe space that we create within our own body. So a lot of the times we'll get into these places with our bodies where either we come up against some kind of illness or some kind of physical pain or injury or thing of that nature. And this is often when it's the hardest to learn to trust in our bodies and to trust in our beings. And then we create a unsafe environment for our bodies to do the necessary work of healing and repairing itself. And it's because we get lost or so hyper-focused on the idea that we are suffering from this thing that we can't take our mind off of it. We can't shift our focus or our attention into the place of trusting our body to do its own healing work. And we can become kind of like obsessive about it. We become obsessive where we just focus so much on it. We're so focused on getting rid of the thing that we cannot allow the body to do its own healing work. And it's just like, I've talked about this before. Whenever we are wanting something of this nature to occur, we have to create the correct environment for that thing to happen, right? So like if a woman wants to get pregnant, she does a lot of work to create a hospitable environment within her own physical being to sustain that new life, right? It's just like that. Or, if we buy a plant, a lot of us have plant addictions. You buy a plant and you get this plant and you know that there are certain conditions that you need to create for that plant to thrive and to experience its fullness of life, to really flourish and bear fruit and grow and all of these beautiful things, right? So we know the conditions. And we trust the conditions. So once we know the conditions for this particular plant, they're going to assist it and aid it in its paramount ability to grow, then we just trust the conditions. We trust the process. We provide the conditions, and then we trust in the plant to do what it needs to do. We trust in the conditions that we have created for the plant to give it the ability to do the things that it needs in order to thrive and expand and all of that good stuff. But when it comes to our own beings, our own bodies, and I've talked about this before in some of my other yoga classes, how we have a really hard time of trusting our own bodies. And it's really sad because we are these miraculous, amazing creations, these physical beings that literally our bodies are these vehicles for miraculous, amazing life to occur within that space. And when we can really trust ourselves to do what we need to do to heal, to rest, to restore, even to lose weight, to do all of the things that we feel are necessary to put us in that peak performance, that peak aspect of our being, then we really have to learn how to create the hospitable environment for those things to occur, and then to trust within our own miraculous creation of our own being to do the work that's necessary. So today during our Reiki Restorative class, that's what we're going to be working on, is learning how to create that availability for that healing to occur. And we're actually going to be using a mantra today at the end of our class. And so I've put those attachments onto this particular exercise. And the Kundalini mantra that we're going to be utilizing today is Aung San Vaheguru. So if you're already doing like the whole, you're committed to the entire package of classes, and you've probably taken some of my Kundalini classes or other Kundalini classes before. And we utilize those mantras to vibrate those ancient words within our own being to elicit that vibration that draws our physical being into alignment with the truth of whatever that mantra means, right, or represents. Aung San Vaheguru, the translation, the direct translation to that is the dynamic, loving energy of the infinite source of all is dancing within every cell of me. This is where a reminder that we can utilize to help us to remember that great spirit is literally infused within every single essence of our being. Every atom, every cell, every space in between is infused with that divine consciousness, that light, that divine expression. Ong is a part, sung in every, or with every. Wahe is the indescribable living ecstasy of infinite being. Guru is the knowledge that transforms your mind, emotion, and essence. The whole phrase means the infinite being, God, is within me and vibrates in every molecule and every cell of my being. Chanting this mantra synchronizes the finite senses of self to the infinite oneness. This mantra expresses a universal truth. Repeating it creates a thought, which gradually guides the psyche to adjust itself. It reconnects every fragmented projection of the psyche, each separated part of the body, and synchronizes the finite to the infinite. This act of rejoining the separated parts is a quintessential act of healing. Under attack, under war, under the pressures of fear, this mantra keeps us together, conscious and ready to act. It brings the inner peacefulness that comes only from the touch and scope of the spirit. The dynamic, loving energy of the infinite is dancing in every limb and every cell of our being. Individual consciousness merges with the universal consciousness. With this mantra, we experience that we are not alone. The infinite one is with us in every cell, in every limb of our being. We feel the divine presence, removing our fears and loneliness. And to me, what this also means is that if every cell, every atom, every aspect of our being, energetic, physical, all of it, is composed of that divine expression of energy, and that is what we're calling forward and drawing into alignment with our being, that aspect, that knowledge of that truth. No sickness, no illness, no imperfect energy, no off vibration can exist in the space that I am acknowledging as pure divinity. That is the antithesis of that energetic expression. So those energies that are the wholeness, the fullness, the healed, the miraculous healing, the removal of all energies that are not in alignment with the truth, that energy is literally saturated within every aspect of my being, means that those things cannot exist within that space when I speak it out, when I believe it to be true, when I vibrate at that vibratory space, when I'm lifting my essence to match that divine, that great spirit energy, that universal oneness, that higher spirit self, or whatever you want to call it. None of those things can live within that space. To me, like, as we utilize that particular mantra today during our practice, what we're saying is anything that is not of the quality of this vibration is no longer welcome within my physical or energetic being. It is not welcome within my magnetic vibration of my own being. It is not welcome within the space that I choose to take up. I no longer choose to believe that my body is a viable place for illness and all of the things that I don't want to be aligned to, you know, the being overweight, the not feeling comfortable in my own skin, you know, giving myself over to fear, all of those things that are not in alignment with the frequency of the vibration of divinity are not welcome within this space. This is a safe space. The space that I'm creating on my mat, the space that I'm creating within my own physical and energetic being. Those things are not welcome. I'm putting out the notice. When you utilize these mantras, I really, really want you to focus on the belief of the truth of that mantra as you're speaking it. Really, really focus on thinking about that dynamic, loving energy of infinite source of all is dancing within every cell of me. Every cell, every atom, all of the space in between is infused with that essence, with that massive pranic vital life energy. That is who and what I am. That is what I choose to vibrate throughout my entire being. That is what I choose to claim for myself today, every day, from this day forward. I really feel like this mantra has been helping me so much personally in my own life recently. I've been doing it every day as a part of my own practice, my own daily sadhana that I do. And it's really helping me to remember who I am and the miraculous nature of my being and what I'm in agreement to, and making me aware of what am I consciously choosing for myself? What am I placing my attention on? Am I placing my attention on the belief system that that dynamic loving energy of divine great spirit source energy is infusing every aspect of my being? Or am I in the belief system that I'm looking to achieve something that I cannot reach? Am I always chasing that dangling carrot? Am I always in belief that something needs fixing within myself? Am I always believing that I am this frail human expression of being? Like, what do I believe about myself, and what do my thoughts and my feelings and my words express about those things? Because that's where I'm going to find the truth of how I really feel about that stuff, is by analyzing those places. And if I'm finding that I'm coming from a place of fear, like if I'm coming from a position of fear, am I coming from a position of mistrust? Am I coming from a position of not knowing my truth? Right? Like, where am I coming from? But if I'm coming from that position of the knowledge that I am an expression, a divinity manifesting itself through humanity, and in that humanity, I am perfect. I am perfect exactly the way I am, and that I can access all things through that connection to source. Everything is possible from within that space, and that I am meant to be in my most highest and greatest aspect of my being that I could possibly be in, even here while I'm on earth. This place is a place of co-creation, manifestation, all possibility, just creating anything we want. But as long as our limitations are keeping us from accessing that space, we're not going to reach our fullest potential. So if you're finding yourself coming up against those walls, if you're finding yourself, dealing with any kind of illness or issues within your own being that you're perhaps struggling with, or that are like rearing their head, or any of those kinds of things, this is a great mantra for you to be utilizing, especially when you find yourself giving over towards the fear, or you find yourself that your mind is wandering into that place of giving up your power by implementing those impositions, those blockages that keep you from accessing your highest and greatest good and remembering your truth. Okay? So we're going to be doing some really comfortable postures today. Some of these are going to be naturally lowering your cortisol, which that cortisol is a result of stress, massive amounts of stress. Our glandular system gets super out of whack whenever we become very, very, very stressed out. A lot of those parts of our bodies become overly taxed and they work too hard, and then the cortisol levels begin to peak and create havoc within our body. So we're going to be doing some of those postures that are going to be naturally lowering cortisol, and also we're going to be doing some postures that are also very, very beneficial for chronic illness specifically. And even if you're not suffering from any of these things at this time, of course, these postures are going to be tools you can put in your toolbox. They're things that you can share with your family and friends when they express to you that, perhaps they're super stressed out, or they're dealing with chronic illnesses, your own children, or if you ever need them in the future. And to remember the fact that it's just a posture that can keep me feeling comfortable and safe, and creating that safe space within my body, within my own being, whether I'm going through that particular issue or not. It's still going to be a beneficial posture for me. So let's go ahead and get started by just relaxing into our body for a moment. Go ahead and come into your easy seated posture. And I always like to say to allow your body to draw you into posture. The body wants to come into that position, that posture of being, that body, that physical posture that allows for the greatest facilitation of energy to move, to shift. So sometimes it's just about opening up to the body and giving the body permission to draw us into those most aligned postures that are going to best benefit us. Dropping the shoulders back and down consciously. If you're finding yourself stressed and those shoulders are floating up towards the ears, drop them back and down consciously. Facilitating that length in the spine. And breathing into your body. Drawing in that prana, that life force energy. Visualizing it entering into your being on every inhalation and drawing itself like as if it were a magnet into those places that are not in alignment with the truth of your nature, which is wholeness, wellness, peak performance. Send that prana into those places and give it permission to shift, to transmit, to transmute, to move, to open up. Trust the body to do what it needs to do with each inhalation and each exhalation. Trusting in that ancient wisdom of your own being, that ancient wisdom of your own soul space and physical body. Remembering your physical body is not just flesh and bone, it is stardust. You are literally composed from the matter of that universal explosion of life. You are that cosmic stardust energy. You are from all different parts of the universe composed into this one beautiful human being, miraculous in every way possible. Really sinking into that truth and accepting it into your heart. That aspect of our being that is capable of accessing all possibility, all miraculous, amazing outcomes. And opening ourselves up to whatever healing, whatever movement of energy, whatever shifting is meant for us today. Trusting in the body and spirit to do what it needs to take us exactly where we're supposed to be right now in this moment. Every exhalation, breathing out any of those energies that are not in alignment with that truth, that knowledge. Letting go of the limitations, the glass walls, the ceilings that keep us from accessing our highest and greatest good. No matter how old or outdated those programs are, how long they've been with us, whether we got them lifetime after a lifetime, or if it's something that came with us within this physical experience that we're having right now, doesn't matter. Just recognizing that any of those energies that are non alignment with our truth are no longer meant for us. It's okay to let them go. We're going to begin our alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to take our right hand up towards our face. Thumb is going to rest gently over the right nostril. Middle finger rests on that third eye. And you're going to cross your pointer finger to gently rest on top of the middle. We're going to inhale deeply through the left nostril as you close off the right with the thumb. Exhale fully and completely through the left. Close off the left nostril with your ring finger. Lift the thumb away from the right and inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely through the right. Closing off the right nostril with the thumb, lifting the ring finger away from the left. Inhale deeply. Exhaling through the left. Closing off the left nostril. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the right. And then just continuing on at your own pace. Spine is still nice and straight and long, but the posture is relaxed and comfortable. Sits bones are rooted and grounded into the earth. Crown of the head is shining into the sky. Heart is open and receptive. Two more times on each side. Finishing up with an exhalation through the right nostril. And then relaxing that hand down into the lap. Whenever you're through, allowing that right palm to find the right knee. Keep the eyes closed, focused on the third eye, and just continuing to breathe into the body whenever you're done. Slowly and gently allowing those eyes to flutter open whenever you're ready. We're going to come into our first restorative posture. So it's going to be that really beautiful, comfortable child's pose, that supported child's pose that we like to start our class with. So you can take your bolster or some of your pillows and blankets and place them at the top end of your mat. We're actually going to take a pillow so that we can place it between our knees today. And if you need a blanket, this is a great way to cocoon the energy of the posture into your being during these restorative postures. Plus, during these postures, we want to make sure we're super, super, super comfortable, completely relaxed into our supportive props. You don't want to be holding your body up in any form or fashion. If you're feeling that you're holding yourself up, that means that you need to put a prop underneath that place to fully support the weight of that part of your body. Okay, so that's how you know if you need to add something additional compared to what I've offered you. Put what you need where you need it to be so that you can fully relax wholly and completely into your props. Okay. Never pressing into any kind of pain, tingling, or numbness. Always listen to your body and ensure that you're creating a safe practice for yourself and protecting your body, regardless of your current limitations, right? So let's come up onto those hands and knees. And then we're going to get that pillow and you're going to place it on top of those calves between where your glutes and your calves are going to be. Spread those knees so that you can pull your bolster in towards your body or your pillows or your rolled up blankets or whatever it is that you have here. Drop those glutes down towards the heels and relax those hands down in front of the knees. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, close the eyes, focus your attention on your third eye and take a couple deep breaths. On your second exhalation, start to walk those hands up towards the top of your bolster or pillow and gently resting one cheek onto your props. Closing the eyes, keeping the eyes closed. Focusing your attention on the third eye, that place of intuition. And breathing into your body. This is one of those postures that's really beneficial for chronic illness. And as you're laying in these supported postures, you can either go ahead and be utilizing that mantra, Aung San Waheguru, visualizing every cell, every atom, every part of your being completely saturated with that infinite creator energy. And when you're visualizing every cell, every atom, all the spaces in between lit up with that energy of the creator, of divine, recognizing that there's no room for illness. There's no room for any of those energies that are not for your highest and greatest good. So allowing that energy to transform anything that's existing within your being that's not in agreement or alignment with that truth. Or you can visualize that air, that pranic energy as you inhale, coming into your body, working like a magnet, drawing itself towards those energies that are no longer serving you and transforming, transmuting, releasing, letting go, moving those energies. So just listen to your body. And whatever visualization works best for you. Perhaps you don't want to do any visualization. You just want to trust in your being to do what it needs to do as you close your eyes and completely rest into these postures. Trusting in your body's power to heal. Recognizing that you're safe in your body. And trusting in its wisdom. We're never meant to struggle with our health or our well-being. We're always meant to thrive, to live fully and completely in the most aligned way possible. Your body tells you what it needs. Trust the signals that it sends. Trust your intuition. Your body knows how to heal itself and is doing so right now. Becoming aware of the physical body as it rises and falls on the inhale and exhale. And take a few more deep breaths in this gentle restorative posture. And then on your next inhalation, pressing into the palms of the hands, lengthening through the arms, drawing that upper body away from the bolster. Inhale deeply and walk those hands back up in front of those knees so that you're dropping those glutes down onto those heels. We're going to move into our next posture. This is our supported butterfly. So we're going to take your bolster in front of you, just like so, long ways in front of your legs. And you can take either like a block here or a pillow, depending on what feels best to you. If you want to fold your pillow in half and just rest it on top. We're going to take our feet and press the soles into each other so that we're in that butterfly posture. If that doesn't feel comfortable and safe to you, you can stay in that easy supported, easy seated posture. You're going to inhale deeply and then exhale, release that forehead down onto your pillow, your blocks. If you need to stack more so that you can take that a little bit higher, if that still feels a little bit too far away. And then releasing the hands down into the earth in front of their shin bones. And find your breath. Eyes are closed. Focused on the third eye space. Remember to take those pillows or blocks as high as you need to so that you're not straining your back, straining your hips. This is supposed to be super comfortable and relaxed. If it's too much pressure on your hips, come into your easy seated posture for this. This is one of those postures that's going to benefit in lowering your cortisol. So whenever we're experiencing a whole lot of inflammation in our body, that inflammation that can lead to all of those autoimmune issues, joint pain, all of that inflammation deeply impacts our body. So right now we want to visualize eradicating any of that inflammation within our body, within our being. remembering that inflammation is present when the conditions to the healing are not necessarily what our body needs. If it's emotional inflammation, that means that the conditions are not appropriate for us in regards to stress. If that inflammation is in existence to the type of foods that we've been introducing into our body, the lack of movement that we haven't been taking. This is where we figure out what are the conditions that I have been presenting for my physical body, for my physical being, that are not in alignment with my highest and greatest good. And my body is responding to it in a way that is trying to show me what that particular condition is that is not serving me and that is in fact completely out of alignment with who and what I am, so that I can create the positive changes that are necessary to correct the environment for my physical being so that it can thrive, not just my physical being, my emotional being, my vibrational being, my energetic being, as well as my physical, so that I can thrive and grow and expand and open up to be in that peak performance, that very highest and greatest good version of myself, physically, emotionally, energetically. And today on your mat, I really want to give you permission to fully inhabit your body, fully be in your physical being, so that you can become aware of any of those areas that are potentially suffering due to the fact that the conditions that you have created or generated for your being are not in alignment, so that you can be receptive and open to hear that part of yourself, that intuition speaking to you and telling you what needs your attention. And then, like we said earlier, focusing your breath, that pranic energy on the inhale into those spaces, or utilizing that Aung Wahe Guru to really infuse those cells, infuse those parts of your physical and energetic being with that energy of the infinite. Every cell in your body alive and well and vibrating with that positive, loving energy. Focus once again on the breath. The deep inhalation, filling up the lungs, drawing that breath all the way down into the belly, and then exhaling, drawing the navel towards the spine, and fully exhaling any of that stagnant air out of those lungs, the lower lungs and the upper lobes. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then on your next inhalation, pressing into the palms of your hands, drawing that forehead up away from those stacked pillows or blocks or whatever it is that you have. And remove those things, place them out of the way. Take your hands to the outside of your knees, gently pressing them together so that those feet can find the earth. You can stretch out your legs if you need to here and pedal them out for a moment before we move on to our next exercise or our next posture. This time we're going to open up through those legs. Take that bolster back inside. So here, if you want to just lean into your bolster, you can. If not, you need a little bit more support, then you can add whatever you need here. But you're going to inhale, come along through the spine, and those legs are open. We're not trying to do the splits, necessarily. Just opening up those legs to a comfortable place where you start to feel that gentle tug. You know what I mean? Release those hands down on either side of that bolster. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, release the body. And you can rest one cheek down onto those supportive props or pillows. You can lift it up if you need to. Take that a little bit higher. Close the eyes. Focus on the third eye and breathing into the body. Take that bridge from the breath, from the physical being back to the spirit. And trusting in your body's ability to know what it needs. And not just trusting in the body to know what it needs, but being receptive to listen and to take conscious action and make conscious actions. Make conscious choices, from that knowledge. Once your body relays to you the information necessary to put it into the environment that is most productive in an effort to heal, in an effort to draw it towards its highest and greatest good, doing your very best to create the conditions necessary through your choices and through your actions to provide what the body needs, to provide what the spirit and energetic being needs to heal, to expand, to evolve, to shift. As your body begins to trust you again, you begin to repair the trust within your body. That two-way relationship, working with those aspects of our being to uplift and protect that precious expression of our own humanity. So I really invite you today in this posture on your mat to release any of those limiting thoughts and beliefs that you have held about your body and its ability to heal. Opening up to your own innate healing abilities. This is another one of those Yoga postures, it naturally lowers our cortisol. The first thing to remember is the dual nature of your mind. The subconscious mind is constantly amenable to the power of suggestion. Furthermore, the subconscious mind has complete control of the functions, conditions, and sensations of your body. Trust the subconscious mind to heal you. It made your body, and it knows all of its processes and functions. It knows much more than your conscious mind about healing and restoring you to perfect balance. Joseph Murray. Trust the subconscious mind. We access the subconscious mind through meditation and accessing those interior aspects of our being. So engaging in those practices as often as we can, allowing that subconscious mind to take over and to do its own healing work. We're going to come into one more gentle posture here before we come into our final Shavasana and utilize that mantra, Ang Sang Waheguru. So go ahead whenever you're ready. Press into the palms of the hands on your next inhalation, drawing that third eye space away from those props and bolsters, taking those things out of the way. Draw those legs towards each other and kick them out if you need to here for a moment. We're going to come into that last posture. So we're going to take your bolster or your rolled up blankets or your pillows to the top of the mat in that vertical manner. And you're going to draw it up against those glutes. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, super slow and gentle, releasing that spine all the way down. Allowing the feet to fall to the side, arms gently resting at the side of the body. Eyes are closed, focused on the third eye space and finding your own breath once again. meditative breath, focusing on the sound and the feeling of the inhalation and exhalation, allowing it to draw you deeper into your subconscious. Those aspects of your being that know how to do its own healing work, that know how to draw itself into that highest aspect of its own being, eradicating all of those energies that are not in alignment with that place. Relaxing in this gentle heart opening posture. This posture is great for alleviating that cortisol, that high cortisol, and dealing with that chronic illness. What if we so trusted in our own intuition that every choice and every action was a reflection of that truth? We stop making excuses for why we can't meet those conditions that draw us towards the highest and greatest good. We stop buying into the old narratives and social programs that forced us to believe that we have to exist in a specific kind of way. Those ways that further and further remove us from that highest and greatest good. What if we created all of the conditions necessary for that body to thrive, for that emotional and physical being, vibratory aspect of who and what we are to thrive? What if we meditated when we felt like meditating? We danced when we felt like dancing. We napped when we felt like napping. We moved when we felt the need to move, the inspiration to get up and walk, put our feet in the earth, to stretch. What if we ate intuitively, not according to our addictions and the things that we do to alleviate our stress, but we ate according to the truth of what we know our body needed and did not need? What if we were able to shift our perceptions in our mind so distinctively that it healed our body and allowed us to be the greatest physical embodiment that we have the potential to be? It's not just about staying alive, it's about creating the environment for our beings to thrive, allowing our vibration to be at the highest potential level possible, offering that invitation to every single person around us to meet us in that space. You are not trapped in this body, it was gifted to you. So do your very, very, very best to protect that investment, to uplift your being, and to give yourself everything you need to thrive. Nourish yourself, support yourself, invest your time and energy in whatever way necessary to be kind to yourself, My body is healing. My mind is opening. My heart is expanding. Remember that you can trust your body. It will always tell you the truth. And your spirit will never lead you astray. So cleanse and nourish your body. Renew and awaken your spirit. Quiet and focus your mind. Take a couple deep breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth this time. And then on your next inhalation, drawing the knees into the chest, rocking yourself upright, pressing your bolster, your props out of the way. Add whatever you need to come into that most comfortable and safe final Shavasana posture. This is definitely that great time to have that blanket to continue to cocoon your energy, to really seal in that healing energy from this practice that we shared today in the safe space on our mat. Relaxing fully and completely on your back. You can place that bolster under your knees if you want to, opening up space in those hips, giving your spine the ability to fully rest into the earth, grounding that lower spine into the mat, and relaxing all the way up to those shoulder blades, and taking a gentle pillow, resting it under your neck if you need to. Whatever it is, it's going to most support you in this final Shavasana corpse pose. Allowing the feet to fall to the side. Hands can be open, face up towards the sky to receive, palms face down into the earth, to ground, to connect. Finding your breath. If you want to use the attachment of the music that I provided for you, then you can go ahead and go to that page on your Spotify or any other place that you might find it. There are a lot of different versions that you can use to guide you along in that mantra, Aung Sang Waheguru. We're going to utilize that mantra in this final Shavasana posture. If you are comfortable saying it out loud, that would be the very best way to get the fullest availability from this mantra as you lay here in this corpse pose posture. If you choose not to utilize the recording that I provided with you, then I'll sing it along with you a couple times and allow you to take over and relax fully and completely, allowing it to become a more meditative experience for you in your final Shavasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale to begin. Aung Sang Vaheguru. 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 Ang Sang Vaheguru. Ang Sang Vaheguru. Ang Sang Vaheguru. Continue on your own. Relaxing in that final Shavasana posture, utilizing that mantra. Visualizing the dynamic, loving energy of the infinite source of all dancing within every cell of your being. The infinite being, God, divinity, source, energy, is always with me and vibrates in every molecule and cell of my being. Totally receptive to that divine energy, that great spirit, that light that exists already within every cell, every atom, every space in between. It's already there. We're just reawakening, remembering who we are, calling those aspects of our being forward, aligning ourselves to that truth of our being, that truest nature of who and what we are, awakening that divine energy that glows, lights up from in every aspect of our being like a beautiful blinding light, radiating in every direction. Finish up your next round of that mantra. And then inhale deeply. Suspend your breath at the top. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale again. Suspend the breath. Exhale. Come back into your natural breath. Feeling totally rejuvenated, totally alive, feeling that energy of that divinity shining so bright from within your being, setting that tone energetically, aligning our vibration with that highest vibration of that beautiful affirmation mantra that we utilize, that Ang Sang Vaheguru. Draw the knees into your chest whenever you're ready. Just rocking side to side as you lay here on your back for a moment, just gently pressing that spinal fluid to those nooks and crannies of your spine, breathing into the body. And then beginning to rock back and forth just a little bit. Don't rush into that seated posture yet. Still rocking up and down on that spine, moving the energy. And then drawing yourself upright into that comfortable, easy seated posture whenever you're ready. And take a couple more deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Finishing up our practice today with 3 long Sat Nams. Take those hands in a prayer pose. Tuck your thumbs into your breastbone. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale to begin. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Namaste. I am truth. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity. I honor that truth that exists within each and every one of you, that divinity that infuses all things. I honor, I bow before that, which I recognize within you. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope that was a really helpful exercise for you. And if you don't have a daily practice and you're not interested in creating one yet, just remembering that, we create our daily practices too. Sometimes it doesn't have to look like this organized thing. It can just be our way of honoring these things throughout the day. So even if it's like you remember to do it when you're in the shower and you feel that water pouring down over your body, over your being, visualizing that being that divine essence that's infusing all of those cells, all of those atoms, all of the space in between that composes your physical and energetic embodiment, visualizing yourself being completely saturated with that beauty of that light, that amazing, dynamic, loving energy that comes from that infinite source, that great spirit, that higher self, however you choose to perceive those higher aspects of the universe. So I'm super grateful for you, and I just hope that you will utilize this tool. It's an amazing tool. It can literally, these are the things that change our lives, literally and truly. And I just want you guys to be happier and healthier and more whole and complete and literally be at your highest potential possible that you can be while you're here living this human experience. So I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll look forward to seeing y'all next time.